Happy Thursday out there, Team 42. It's your skipper here, Darius Dell, to present our macro minute for Thursday, November 21st, 2024. As always, we'll start with the executive summary from today's leadoff morning note. If you would like to review the analysis supporting these conclusions, as well as what specific changes you need to make in your portfolio to remain on the right side of market risk, you need to be a client of 42 Macro. You could also not remain on the right side of market risk and do whatever you want to do, but obviously staying on the right side of market risk is better than staying on the wrong side of market risk. So let's get into our executive summary here. Today's key macro question is, did NVIDIA do enough to prevent a further rotation out of big tech? Our answers are no, at least not according to the lackluster response to NVIDIA earnings last night. While the AI infrastructure theme is likely far from dead, we are observing signs of exhaustion in the amount of capital that investors are willing to chase upside with. We can all agree that the AI theme has legs for several years. But just like the internet theme of the late 1990s, the stocks will likely peak years before the best use cases arrive. Indeed, the dot-com bust is a cautionary tale for investors that have not invested long enough to learn that companies are different from stocks. Great companies can make terrible stocks, while terrible companies can have great stocks for an extended period of time. As such, the peak of NVIDIA will likely have far less to do with company fundamentals and a lot more to do with global macro flows. That is a highly likely outcome in our structural passive flows exceed active flows regime. In case you missed it, our November 20th leadoff morning note, we focused our November 20th leadoff morning note on what may be a developing global refinancing air pocket that risks roiling asset markets in the quarters ahead. Transition to our 42 macro dashboard here. As always, a wrap up the question from our community. This one isn't a question, it's a comment, and you're going to want to stick around to hear this, because I think it perfectly embodies the journey that our customers go on when they ditch whatever the hell it was that they were doing prior to discovering 42 Macro and joining our community and using our systematic overlays to manage risk in their portfolio. So allow me to read this. It says, titled Heartfelt Thanks. It says, Dear Skipper, I honestly don't know how I can thank you for the dramatic improvement you, your team, and your service have made in my life. I am very fortunate to have had a number of successful exits from technology startups over the years, beginning in February of 2000, just days before the dot-com crash began to accelerate. I thought tech startups are hard work until I started focusing the majority of my time and energy on managing the assets I had accumulated via my own family office. Before I discovered your service, I fired my investment advisors who were doing a very poor job at managing my accounts. I was subscribed to no less than a dozen services, a few macro, a few general market, a few focus on specific factors, and a few focus on specific segments like REITs. In addition to Wall Street Journals, Reuters, MarketWatch, etc., plus the free podcasts and YouTubers. I was retired and spending over 50 hours a week trying to keep up and develop a view that would allow me to effectively preserve and grow my net worth for the benefit of my family. All that has changed with 42 Macro. Your service has given me my time back. I spend only a few hours a week, and the results speak for themselves. Huge thanks to you and your team. I don't have anything to add to that. I think that is exactly what I wake up to get out of bed to do every morning. That is exactly what all of our employees and partners wake up to do to get out of bed every morning. I don't get up out of bed to publish research because I like publishing research. I don't get up out of bed every morning to make money because I like making money. I get up out of bed every morning to create outcomes like this. And I'll leave you with this final quote. A life is not important except in the impact that it has on other lives, which is the founding principle of 42 Macro from our friend Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest Americans of all time. So appreciate you guys. We'll catch you back here tomorrow. Cheers.